Hello, welcome to Once Upon a Nightmare. And for this scary story, I'm going to be telling you the tale of the Dark Stick. So let's begin, shall we? This is where it all began. What a very strange night. There once was a man named Owen Rice. He was a very good employee, and he was a very good janitor too, because he always did what he was told. He swept the floors, he mopped the floors in the bathrooms, he even picked up objects that were dropped and threw them in the trash. He was also labeled as one of the top 10 best janitors of the motel. He recently got a new job there as a janitor after an incident occurred back in Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. About a couple months ago, Owen was working there, sweeping the theater, and then the animatronics out of nowhere tried to chase him and kill him. But Owen didn't really think of that anymore, and he decided to just enjoy his new job as a janitor in the motel. One night, while closing up his shift, when he was done everything, he was hanging out with his friend, a popular YouTuber named Doofus, also known as Mr. Fuss, aka Do. That night, he decided to have a sleepover with his friend, Doofus. He had pizza with him together, they ate some Magic Spoon, watched Tommy's Puppet Lab, and they even slept together. And they wished each other a good night as they're sleeping in a bunk bed. Doofus is at the top bunk, and Owen is at the bottom bunk. At 12 o'clock at midnight, everything seemed fine, and suddenly, the power went out. Owen realized that he was now shrouded in darkness. About a few seconds later, the power went on again. And then Owen realized that something wasn't right, so he climbed up to the top bunk of the bunk bed, and he was surprised. He realized that Doofus was missing. Owen realized that his friend was now in danger, so what Owen did next, he went to his flashlight, and he turned it on. He used his flashlight to look for Doofus in the front room, the bathroom, the hallways, especially his closet. Doofus was nowhere to be seen. Owen put his flashlight in the pocket and turned it off. Then he rushed downstairs and he saw what he never saw before. It was a big black puddle of ink with Doofus's arm sticking out as Doofus was sinking into the ink. Something was grabbing onto him. Doofus was completely covered in ink, and he had no way out. Before he knew it, Doofus has officially sunk into the ink, and he was never seen again. Owen felt very saddened. He was very sad to see that his own friend has died because of the ink. Owen rushed to his room, went to the closet, and grabbed his broom. Owen said, "It's time for me to save my friend by sweeping the ink off the floor." Owen swept and swept and swept the ink. He tried, but it wouldn't work. The ink was still there. Not only that, he had ink all over his broom. Owen said, "Okay, looks like I put myself in a sticky situation. I need to clean this broom because it's not the same without my trusty broom." And then Owen rushed to the kitchen, and then he turned on the sink and proceeded to wash the ink off. And so the water went on and it decided to splash the broom everywhere. As he was washing the broom, something terrible happened to the sink. Instead of water, the water turned completely black. It turned to ink. It was ink all over the sink. It was completely filled up to the brim. Owen knew that something wasn't right. He realized that he was now in danger. Owen rushed straight to the exit door to his front porch, knowing that freedom would be just around the corner. And he realized that his door was locked. It was completely covered in chains, and he couldn't get it open. His door was jammed. He tried every exit that he would go to. The back door that leads to the basement, all the way to the backyard where his car is. And he tried everything that he could to get out. It was no use. Owen was completely trapped. Owen thought it was a nightmare, so he rushed back to his room and proceeded to go to sleep. And then while he was sleeping, he just proceeded to wait. Because if he waited, and if he did nothing, something good would happen. Owen said to his head, "The longer I wait, the better the chance that I will find out that this is just a nightmare. It's just a nightmare when I wake up in the daytime and Doofus is back, and then I'm just gonna do nothing and I'm going to wait as I dream." And so he continued to wait, and about a few minutes later he woke up, and then everything went worse. Ink was completely covered in his room. There was ink all over the walls, the floors, the TVs, the appliances. Everything was covered in ink, especially the bed. The top bunk and the bottom bunk, all splattered in ink. And before he knew it, he saw Bendy arising from the dark pits of the ink. Bendy came up to Owen. He said, "You will never realize the true pain that your friend has suffered after you did not save Boris." Owen said, "Wait, I didn't save Boris? But I thought Boris..." No, Boris cannot be dead. This is all a dream." Bendy talked to them again. "No, it's not a dream. It's all real. Good luck trying to escape, because I will find you, and then I will kill you." And then Bendy grinned again and vanished into the ink. Owen was surprised. Did he really kill Boris, or was it just a hallucination? Owen grabbed his flashlight again and tried to look for something to find more information. As Owen opened the dresser, he found a mysterious popsicle stick that was completely black and covered in ink. It was the dark stick. Bendy would use this to control the entire house and to control his entire power. Owen grabbed the dark stick and he tried to look into it. Owen asked, "Did Bendy leave this black popsicle stick? Or maybe this is just some type of popsicle stick? Just a random one. I've seen a bunch of popsicle sticks with different colors, but I never seen one that was completely black. Or maybe it's just a new brand coming up." But then Owen was very curious and he just chose to take the dark stick with him. He put it in his pocket, making sure they wouldn't lose it. Owen then grabbed his flashlight and his broom to investigate more. He went to the basement and he saw that the basement was completely flooded with ink. It was all covered in ink, and he saw the ink machine. It was running. "Wait, what is the ink machine doing here?" Owen asked. Then Owen said, "But the ink machine wasn't here. Maybe Bendy placed it here and he just left it on for too long? I'll try and turn it off." So Owen went to the bottom of the basement. He was completely covered in the flood, the ink flood. It was very difficult to walk. So he walked slowly towards the ink machine. He tried to turn it off, but it wouldn't turn off. It kept running forever. So he rushed out of the basement without a few seconds to lose. Bendy was on his way. He emerged from the ink once again and tried to chase Owen. Owen, without a split second to lose, Owen strapped straight to the closet. And then he went to the closet. And he was surrounded by the security of his claustrophobic environment. And then suddenly, Bendy appeared in front of the door that he was in. Owen panicked a little bit, realizing that he wasn't safe in his claustrophobic environment anywhere. There was no place to run. The only way out was blocked by Bendy. Bendy opened the door, and then Owen passed out. 5 minutes later, he woke up. He was tied up right into his couch. He couldn't move. He couldn't scream. He was held hostage by Bendy. Bendy came close to him, and he said, "Well, well, well. I should have known that you would be here, Owen. You think this is a dream? It's not a dream. It's all real. So there's no escape, no way out, no joy, no happiness, no life, no time, no fun, no knowing, no tomorrow, no forgetting me. And don't worry, Owen. Your friend Doofus and I will see that all of this was me. This is not a dream. This is real. There is no being set free. No matter what you do, you will always lose. And you'll see." And then Bendy grinned again and vanished into the ink once again. Owen felt terrible. As the chain disappeared, he saw the familiar object that he saw before. It was the dark stick sitting beside him. "Wait, how did that get out of the pocket that I had?" said Owen. He grabbed the dark stick again and took a closer look at it. And Owen knew that the dark stick was the heart of Bendy's power. "I need to destroy this." He tried to destroy it, but it didn't work. The dark stick cannot be destroyed. He tried throwing it to the dark pit of the ink. It sunk, but then it went back out. He knew that the dark stick cannot be obliterated. He sat on the couch to think, "Is this real? Am I really trapped? Or is this just an escape room that Tommy would record?" And then he realized that it was all real. He was in a very bad situation. And so he went to the basement, just standing there, all lonely. And then Owen said, "What's the point? Bendy is here, I didn't save Boris, and I didn't save Doofus. All I can do is accept my fate and just join Bendy and the others, and then just sink inside of my inky demise." Then Owen, as he walked out of the basement flooded with ink, Bendy appeared, and Bendy said, "Oh no you don't." And then a giant ink hand had grabbed him. He tried hanging on to the stairs, but it was too late. And then Owen, after a few seconds, actually went straight to the ink flood. Owen now sunk into the dark pits of the ink. He tried to swim up. It was very difficult to swim, but he was able to make it to the surface before sinking again. Bendy looked at Owen as he tried to swim to the stairs, but he couldn't because the hand was grabbing onto him. He swam as fast as he could, but he couldn't. Bendy looked at him again before he would use the power of the dark stick to sink him down. Bendy laughed at him and he said, "Look at you, swimming on, trying to survive like a helpless animal. You're nothing. You may be a janitor, but you will soon join the rest of them as I sink you to your demise." And Owen's last words were, "Please, mercy!" And then Owen sank deep into the darks of the ink. And then, in a matter of minutes, Owen met his demise. and he died alongside with Doofus. And Owen was never seen again. The end. And as always, happy Halloween.